Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Adam Ma,
And I'm Bobby Samai.
and we're coming to you with Peak Livestream episode number 4, where we bring you tech news and some tips and tricks that can help you out in your everyday lives. So we got some pretty interesting topics here today. What are we covering?
We're going to be talking about phishing, scams, and emails, what to look for, what to watch out for, how to know what's legitimate versus what's not. We'll be talking about email providers out there in general, like Peak. We're an email provider, and then there's a ton of other ones out there you could use. We'll even talk about backups and why it's important to back up your files, why it's important to back up your data, your pictures, and potentially lose them all, and why you should have it either locally on a remote hard drive or backed up in the cloud.
For sure. So let's go ahead and just dive right into the topics. We're going to talk about phishing, clicking links in your emails. Pretty much the number one source of identity theft or just information. I guess you could say hoarding.
Yeah.
But yeah, it happens every day, every single day here at Peak. We have customers call in and they say, "Hey, I've got this email." We get spam emails every single day, and which ones are good to click on? Well, none.
None if they're
right?
spam.
They're spam,
but
we
you don't
wanna
know.
look. Yeah. So I mean, like honestly, it comes back to kind of rule number 1 of common sense of if you just don't know where it's coming from, don't click on it.
Yeah.
But luckily, what we can do for you today is we can go ahead and show you an example of what a spam email, well, not just a spam email, but a phishing email might look like. So we're gonna flip the screen here, and hopefully it works out.
So there you go. Now you can see what a spam email looks like, and we're going to show you. Here's one that came through our spam box, was sent to us by a user. All they did is hit report spam, which is this little button at the top. When you send report spam through your peak.org email, it goes to our engineers. Our engineers are able to look at it, help remove something like that from our system in the future, and then technical support agents like Adam here can help customers with issues about these kind of things so that they don't get possible phishing attempts where their passwords are compromised and they have to change them. So look at these kind of things, and I'm going to let Adam talk to you more about this one.
Yeah, for sure. So first thing to note really quickly here about that report spam button, that's actually found in our Zimbra web client. So I know a lot of you use Outlook, LiveMail, Mozilla Fire, Thunderbird. Eudora, please don't use Eudora. For our sake, please don't use Eudora. It's just outdated and old.
But if you're using the webmail.
Yeah, but if you're using the webmail, that report spam button is going to be there. So we're going to go ahead and just talk about this email really quick. So we kind of forwarded it from our own spam account to us so that we could share it with you guys here today. So the from is the really critical part. So here's one of the critical parts. So basically, if you're looking at it, you're going to see the email addresses from the mama at heartsforhumanity.org, something like that. Yeah. Who in their right mind would use that as a business?
It doesn't sound legitimate, but you don't know. Some people think maybe that's their email address because it looks real.
Mm-hmm. And then the thing to note about it is that even though that it's actually in its expanded form right there, it could literally just say like from Outback Steakhouse.
Right.
Like it can be masked, and that's just kind of a feature that's built into everybody's web client. It has the feature to show how the email is going to come into your inbox. So we have the from, we have the to, we have the sent. So those don't matter. The subject matter is going to be kind of an indicator. So again, if you don't know where it's coming from, if you didn't sign up for it, then obviously then this is actually going to be a key indicator. Actually, one of my buddies, he's into RC hobbies. He entered into one of those online contests for Horizon Hobbies. He won, right? So when he got the email, he thought it was completely fishy and
deleted it.
Well, didn't delete it because he did enter the contest, but he did win, so it was completely fishy. Like
it looked fishy.
Well, yeah, because when you're one out of like a few 100,000 of entries,
So you're skeptical, right?
Exactly. So he called in and he made sure that everything was legitimate, and sure enough, he won a really, really awesome prize package.
Cool.
So yeah, key indicator is on that subject. So if we continue down, sometimes there are pictures, sometimes it's just text. there's a link here that says enjoy it by activating your meal here. So go ahead and highlight over or just hover over it. There we go. So if this were Outback Steakhouse, you would think that it would be www.outbacksteakhouse.com
/ something or
something.
Right.
Now this is going to somewhere completely not Outback. Some completely random URL.
And the key things to look for here is they might actually look like Outback. They might have Outback Steakhouse in the URL, but if you look at the URL here, it's bitmagi.com. That is the URL. Everything after that, everything before that can be changed, but you can't change the main dot something. So it could be Outback Steakhouse dot this fake short domain name, but that's really your key indicator when you're looking at things is you want to make sure that's not a, something that you're not expecting. So if it's not outbacksteakhouse.com, then you don't want to click it.
Yep. Or another thing that you can note is the actual country where the domain is coming from. So like Outback Steakhouse or at outbacksteakhouse.uk or .co
Right.
or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. So if it doesn't look real, typically 9 out of 10 times it's not real.
Mm-hmm. So coming back to common sense, well, for the most part, common sense. If you don't realize it, or if you don't know it, if you don't recognize it, delete it. Because if it's important and if it's something critical, then they're going to go ahead and contact you the right way.
Yeah.
Like we'll never ever send out an email saying, "Hey, what's your password?" Ever.
Definitely. We'll never ask you that over email. So don't respond to those kind of things. Don't insert your password like we're trying to get you to change something. It's not from Peak. That same goes for every other provider out there. If you're not a Peak email user and you're a Hotmail or a Gmail or an Outlook or whatever, they'll never ask you for your password typically through an email. It's going to be something you have to get a phone call. You have to go to their website. They want you to deal directly through them securely. And so speaking of other email providers, what do you think about providers out there?
So we've got Hotmail, we've got Gmail, we've got Yahoo, AOL. And you can even do like personalized domain names too. Like,
right.
It'll be like mail.com, but you could have like, I think back in the day I had like @musicman.com or something like that, or something really random. But yeah, those are all free email accounts that are available, and pretty competitive in terms of storage space, availability, and
security.
Exactly.
And spam blocking. I personally have a few email addresses. I use Outlook.com, which is Microsoft's.
Mm-hmm.
I use Gmail, which is Google's. I've had a Yahoo account in the past, but ever since their first hacking attempt a year ago and really it got 25 million accounts or something like that vulnerably hacked where passwords were given out, I deleted my Yahoo account because of that. And I don't think I'd ever sign up with Yahoo again. But people have it. I mean, they're huge. What do you really want to look out for? Not just these spam phishing emails, but secure passwords. What kind of password do you use? Really, we talked about this in our last episode.
Yep.
Secure passwords is important. We here require 8 characters, a digit, a special character, and a capitalization.
Yep.
And that's typical in most cases. Some require a little bit more, some require a little less. We still recommend that because it allows you to have a really secure password that bots, these computers that consistently create passwords to test your account, they won't be able to get that exact. And if they do, it's hundreds and hundreds of millions attempts away that they'll just stop. We have a password generator on our website. If you go to peakinternet.com/passwords, it allows you to create secure passwords. You can save those to your computer and then use Password Genie, a product that we offer with our Tech Home package, which saves your really hard passwords that you can't remember typically on your computer securely. You only have to remember one good password, and every other password that you generate, really how hard they are saved into this Password Genie program.
Yep.
And then you can use it on your smartphone, your laptop, your desktop, your tablet, and then access websites like Amazon, your bank, Peak, and so on easily without having to remember 25 different passwords that are 10 characters long.
Yep. Instead, you can make them have passwords that are like 20 characters long, if you please. Like if you really
work for the
want
NSA, I'm sure you do. Yeah, they have to have some kind of long encryption key. I mean, it's not the nuclear launch code, but
right.
So, should you trust them? I say there are a few out there I trust. Like I said, I'm with Outlook and I'm with Gmail. I would trust them. I know that it's possible to be hacked. Everybody's potentially vulnerable for hacks. We can't stop 100% of hacking attempts, but we can do the right things. So I would trust Gmail, my number one, and then Outlook, my number two. Everybody else after that, the AOLs, the Yahoos, that's at your discretion. That's my personal preference. What's yours?
So yeah, I have a Gmail account as well, and I also have an Outlook account with school. So that's kind of I have to have that one.
Sure.
Although technically, I not only have my personal accounts that I actually use professionally, I have my trash accounts too.
Yeah.
So
I have those too. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you just have an account that you don't care for, for any advertisement that you want to try to attempt to set up, like I know Guitar Center has like type in your email address here so you can receive our newsletters and you'll get a 15% off coupon. That kind of stuff. Like they are legitimate and those coupons really do come through. And yeah, you can just throw out a trash email and get that code and just use it that way. So that way, that junk mail, because it really is junk mail.
Junk mail, yeah.
You'll never ever see it in your primary account.
Don't you guys wish we had a junk mail address? I mean, like I get in my whole mailbox probably out of the 10 things a week, 8 out of them are junk that I end up throwing away before I even walk in the house. I wish I had a junk mailbox I could just have those sent to. I can get a P.O. box, but I don't want to pay for something like that for our junk. So, but you can have that. Like he was saying, like Adam was saying, you can sign up an Outlook account, call it blah, blah, blah junk, and send emails to that you don't want to get on a regular basis. So if you're signing up for a newsletter or you're signing up for a freebie item or some kind of sign up for a contest, you don't want them to go to your personal email address that you're using for business or work or school or whatever. Then you have it go to this junk email box.
Although there was, I think, a time where like if you signed up for an Outlook account, you get like 10 gigabytes of cloud storage or something like that, which is hilarious because people signed up for multiple accounts and like kind of got their cloud storage that way.
Really?
Yeah, right?
So they have like a bunch of accounts, but they're not combined.
No.
So they have a bunch of accounts, like little depositories of these file storages.
10 gigabytes is a lot of space.
It is a lot of space, but would you really want to have multiple that you have to worry about the login and what was it? Where was it?
Same password, right?
Speaking of cloud, speaking of cloud backups, we're gonna segue into that. So I use a cloud backup service provider, and we'll talk about who that is in a little bit. I use it because I know if my computer completely goes down and I can't recover my hard drive because it's corrupted, I will want to make sure my photos, my files, my documents are somewhere safe that I can recover them.
Yeah.
Now I could do that on an external hard drive on my computer next to it, or I could do that somewhere in the cloud, right? What's the difference?
Kind of straightforward. One's away from you, it's remote, right? And then you always have your local files, like so an external hard drive, right? For me, I like any of my media that I keep on my computer, I also back up to 2 other separate hard drives that are in the same network. So I always have access to them no matter what. As far as cloud storage isn't necessarily an option for me because I have a lot of data.
So we're talking about file sizes.
Yeah, we're talking about file sizes, and I don't feel like it's optimal for me to kind of like cripple my internet connection for that. So I feel that it's okay for me to just use external hard drives and back it up. Now, I will say that I still use the cloud in some way, shape, or form because anyone who has a smartphone has the ability to back up their settings, their contacts, and even their applications to the cloud. So that way, when you upgrade to your new phone, it's already there. You
Or
just
if you
need
lose your current phone.
to.
A lot of
Right.
people have dropped them in the toilets and lost all their data. But like Adam was saying, if you're using a smartphone, it's typically going to be backed up through their Google. Google has their Google Photos and their
Mhm.
Google Drive. Apple has their iCloud.
Yep.
So there's in instances you're already using the cloud if you have a smartphone. But when it comes to desktops, you're saying you use local drives because of file sizes. It's way too big to upload terabytes to the cloud and access them quickly and efficiently like you need to use.
Yep.
I would say I'm very similar. I have a 4 terabyte external drive. It's not a solid state because it would cost me like $600. It's just a 7200 RPM, it's 2.5-inch drive, and it sits next to my computer. And if I want to access my files off of that instead of putting them all on my computer's drive, I can quickly do that pretty fast with the port that goes in there is probably what 6 gigabytes per second.
So if we're talking about USB 3, I don't remember the exact numbers, but it does have the capability to max out a mechanical hard drive.
Yeah.
Pretty easily. So typically I'll see like 100, well, the maximum throughput of my network connection.
It's going to feel very similar to if they were on your local hard drive.
Kind of.
Well, it depends on the file size.
Comparatively, yeah. Because if you're gonna be downloading like a 20 megabyte file, then that's easily that's on your computer in a second. Whereas if you're transferring like a 4 gigabyte transcoded movie for like what we're doing right now, right?
Yeah.
So because we're gonna most likely upload this to
YouTube. Yeah.
Yep. So like all of that information, it really depends on the network structure of your home, or how you're just backing it up. Thunderbolt 3. Thunderbolt 3 has the capacity to not only drive like 4K monitors and 5 and 8K monitors, it also has the capacity to go beyond that and still connect like SSD drives and even mechanical hard drives, and still put that full throughput to the drives to the computer without any latency.
Right, definitely. So, would I recommend using a cloud service like a Carbonite, like a Crash Plan, or like our File Hopper? Definitely. I would recommend having a cloud backup service just so you have that peace of mind that if your house burns down, all that stuff that's inside your house is gone. So if you're not backing it up to the cloud somewhere remotely out of your home or your business, it's gone. There's a lot of providers out there that provide you quite a bit of space for very little money. We'll talk about a couple. A File Hopper, we provide 250 gigabytes of space. That's quite a bit of space. You can back up almost all of your photos and files to your File Hopper, and it will be safe and still have room. The ones out there that you heard of, maybe like Carbonite, Crash Plan, they say unlimited. Now, what that means is you're not limited by a number. If you upload thousands of pictures, you can still upload another 1,000 more. So technically you're unlimited, but there is limitations on hardware space. And I bet you if you start uploading everything you own digitally and you're 40, 50 terabytes in, you're going to get a phone call from Carbonite or from Crash Plan, wondering what the heck that is. But I use Crash Plan at home. I actually do. I use Crash Plan on my home computer. It's automatically backing up every hour on what I've done, and it's incremental. So if I change a file, a Word doc, or if I create a picture and put it on my hard drive, it automatically just backs that up.
Now, is it a specific folder, kind of like Dropbox?
Yeah, so you can choose either the entire drive, which I typically don't recommend. You don't need to back up all your applications and seed files and Windows files and all that stuff. You don't need that. You'll reinstall Windows and all that will be there. But I back up specific documents. I back up folders, files, and then sometimes if I have an internal drive that's not my Windows drive, my main drive, I'll back the entire drive up because what I put on there, I typically want to have stored.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So, do you have an external other than the 4 terabytes? Or how many did you say?
So
that's what I use.
I think my computer, I have one SSD for my boot. I have 3 hard drives, so 2 3 terabytes and a single 2 terabyte. Mainly because I was kind of tired of my RAID.
So you have 7 terabytes of external. drives?
Those are internal.
Oh, internal.
And
Wow.
then I have another 2 terabyte and a 4 terabyte hard drive on the external side. So
you have 7 plus 6 available to you, plus your SSD. That's what you said.
7, yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of space. So do you use a cloud backup service?
No. Well, again, not in the typical way that you would use it. If it was feasible and if I had I would back up the important stuff.
Sure.
Like, yeah. If I actually wanted to, I would just do the important stuff that was critical, like
things you can't replace.
Exactly. Unfortunately, my photo documents files are a little bit big, so and that's what I do. So photo rendering and all that fun stuff.
And you wouldn't be able to back that up because there's a large file, and trying to move that all to the cloud does take time. Depending on your internet connection speed, you could see that taking sometimes weeks and months because depending on your internet connection, it has to go from here to a server cloud or a server storage unit somewhere in the world.
Yep.
So those are ones that you can do. We recommend using a cloud backup. Like I said, we sell File Hopper here. It's part of our Tech Home package. Tech Home, what it is, it offers you 3 softwares. Plus, if you go to the upgraded Tech Home support, you get that unlimited 24/7 support of anything you own that's technology in your house, from your smart TV to your laptop, desktop, your Wi-Fi enabled Nest thermostat, your Xbox, whatever. If it's technology and it's related, it's connected to the computer and to the internet, we can support it. So our 3 packages are Tech Home. There's Protect, Protect Plus, and Protect Support. In that support package is what I said. You get that unlimited. But the Protect and Protect Plus, you get the software, you get storage, you get the Password Genie, and you get an antivirus software that's top of the line, Bitdefender kind of software, which is rated #1 every year.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So any other topics we want to talk about while we're going? We've been about 20 minutes in.
Right, we're overtime actually.
Well, I feel like we're over time already.
Not particularly. I mean, maybe. Well, I had the idea of home automation, but I don't know. We can save that for the next time. And we've kind of covered that already before, just not fully. Like,
what's your thought on stuff like Nest thermostats?
I love it. I have one.
You have one?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So do I.
So, like, I can hop on my phone right now and I can set it to whatever temperature that I want. I can set the calendar. I can set literally whatever setting I want, whether it's just heat, whether it's just cool, or the combination.
Sure.
And wiring on it was really, really easy.
Yeah, they make it really easy.
Like, I think it was four wires.
Color-coded wires?
Yep. Yeah. Straight up easy.
What I like about the Nest thermostat is how it allows you to turn on learning. And so what it does is if I come home at 5 o'clock every night and I turn my thermostat up to 72 degrees, and then I go to bed at like 10 o'clock at night and turn it back down to 68, and then I wake up in the morning and turn back up to 72, and then I turn it back down right before I leave, it learns my habits. And it says, okay, Bobby is turning it up and turning it down at these times. Let's start doing that automatically. So then I come home at 5 o'clock, and instead of me having to turn my dial up, it's already 72 degrees waiting for me to be, happy. And just like you said, it has the application on your phone or your computer that you could change the settings so that when you're on your way home from being away for a week and you want to have a warm house to come into, you can change that remotely and it's set up.
Yep. Like even here on my computer, it's not necessarily the Nest, but I actually have a switch. So anywhere where I can be, I can turn on my actual work phone, and I can turn on my my room light for that room as well.
Is that through MIMO or is that?
That is Wemo.
Wemo.
But there are like
there's a few other technologies, yeah.
Yeah. So, but Wemo is the one that I use.
Do you use the Philips Hue bulbs?
They're so expensive.
Yeah.
They're like $60 because it's like a $30 bulb and a $30 base station.
Yep.
And you have to have both for it to work.
I tried the Samsung Smart Hub.
Mm-hmm.
Ever heard of those?
Yeah.
The Smart Hub was very not smart. it has a pretty cool interface, but it is built for a developer. It wasn't really built for the standard typical user. So I understood it. I was able to get into it and figure it out. I had connected my smart lock on my home, on the outside
Mhm.
to it. I connected my Nest, I connected my Google Hub, I connected a bunch of other things so that this was all connected together and I was able to control it remotely.
Yeah.
But it took a lot of doing. I
Right.
wouldn't recommend it. That technology is getting there. We're getting home automation. In the next year or two, you're going to see so many more products out there. You can see them at CES if you watch their webisodes and stuff about CES coverage. You can see what's going on with the technology and home automation. I think it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to home automation, and in some ways, does it make you feel like you're getting lazier?
Yeah. If you've seen the movie Wall-E, that is a true concept. Like
Yeah.
pretty soon here, we're all going to be floating around in little hover chairs, like phones not connected or anything. So I fear for that day.
There's going to be a head you don't need to.
It's kind of a sneak peek at the future if we're not careful.
Sure. No, I agree, and I'm on board with new and technology. I'm not. I wouldn't call myself the early adopter. There is those people who just buy whatever new comes out right away, and they're called the early adopters. I'm not a late adopter either. I'm not the guy who waits generations of it to come out and buys it way late. I'm about right there in that middle. And that actually, if you look at a graph of people who buy a product that
Yep.
just came out, there's this huge graph that just jumps in the middle and then it levels off. There's people right in the beginning, early adopters, me, and the late adopters who hate technology and will wait until they have to have it.
Bell
I'm
curve.
about there in the middle. Yeah,
The bell curve.
Exactly.
But anyways, hey guys, thanks for listening to us. We've been kind of ranting on, but out of time, like 10 minutes ago.
Oh well, I'm Bobby.
And I'm Adam, signing off.
Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe when we get this on YouTube. Have a great day.
Later, guys.